Once upon a time, there lived a poor but kind-hearted widow in a small, lonely cottage near a deep forest. In front of her cottage was a lovely garden where two beautiful rose trees grew side by side. One tree bloomed with pure white roses, and the other with bright red roses. The widow had two daughters who were just like those rose trees. The elder one was named Snow White. She was gentle, calm, and thoughtful. The younger one was called Rose Red. She was lively, brave, and full of energy. Though different in nature, the two sisters loved each other deeply and were always happy together. They often went into the forest to gather berries and firewood. Because of their kindness, no animal ever harmed them. Birds ate from their hands, deer walked beside them without fear, and even the wild creatures trusted them. The girls kept their little cottage neat and warm. During summer, Rose Red took care of the house, while in winter, Snow White lit the fire and prepared warm meals. Every evening, when snowflakes fell softly outside, their mother would ask Snow White to lock the door. Then they all sat together near the fireplace while the mother read stories from a book, and the girls listened quietly as they spun wool. One cold winter evening, while they were sitting comfortably, someone knocked on the door. "Rose Red," said the mother, "open the door. It must be a traveler seeking shelter." Rose Red opened the door, and to her shock, a large bear pushed his head inside. She screamed and jumped back, and Snow White hid behind her mother. But the bear spoke gently. "Do not be afraid. I will not harm you. I am half frozen and only wish to warm myself by your fire." Feeling pity, the mother said, "Poor bear, lie down by the fire, but be careful not to burn your fur." Soon the girls realized the bear was kind. They brushed snow from his coat, and he lay peacefully by the fire, growling happily. Over time, the bear became their friend. The girls played with him, climbed on his back, and laughed without fear. Every evening the bear returned, and the door was never locked until he arrived. When spring came, the bear said sadly, "I must leave and guard my treasures from the wicked dwarf who tries to steal them." As he hurried out one morning, his fur caught on the door handle, and a small piece tore away. Snow White noticed something shining beneath, like gold, but before she could speak, the bear disappeared into the forest. Not long after, the mother sent the girls to gather firewood. In the forest, they found a fallen tree, and nearby a dwarf with a long white beard trapped in its trunk. His face was wrinkled, and his eyes burned with anger. "Why are you staring?" he shouted. "Help me!" The girls tried pulling his beard free, but it was stuck fast. Finally, Snow White gently cut the end of the beard with her scissors. The dwarf grabbed a bag of gold, cursed them angrily, and left without saying thank you. Later, the girls met the dwarf again by a stream, tangled in a fishing line. Again, they helped him by cutting his beard. Once more, he complained bitterly and disappeared with a sack of pearls. A third time, they saved him from an eagle that tried to carry him away. Yet again, he showed no gratitude. That evening, as the girls walked home, they saw the dwarf spreading his jewels in the sunlight. Suddenly, a loud growl echoed through the forest. The bear appeared. Terrified, the dwarf begged the bear for mercy and even offered the girls instead. The bear ignored his pleas and struck him with one powerful paw. The dwarf vanished forever. The bear then turned to the girls and said softly, "Do not be afraid." Suddenly, His bear skin fell away, and he stood before them as a handsome prince dressed in gold. "I am a king's son," he explained. "The wicked dwarf stole my treasure and cursed me to live as a bear. Now I am free." Snow White married the prince, and Rose Red married his brother. They shared the great treasure and lived happily. Their mother spent her peaceful days with them, and the 2 rose trees stood before her window, blooming every year with the most beautiful white and red roses.